G'day, this video tutorial looks at the mathematical strand of patterns and algebra, and more specifically we're going to focus on the difference of two squares expansion. So when we're looking at expanding or evaluating the difference of two squares, so we're essentially going to expand brackets, we want to use FOIL to do this. And you'll notice in the two pairs of brackets, the only difference is the symbol in the middle. Okay, the terms are exactly the same. When we end up expanding these using FOIL, all we end up doing is essentially squaring the first term and take away the square of the last term. I'll put down an example. Okay. If we've got x plus 2, x, I'll write it to x, take 2. If we're going to expand this using FOIL, we would end up with our firsts, our outers, our insides, and our lasts. Alright, and you'll notice that in the middle, okay, they actually cancel each other out. So essentially all we're left with is our first term squared take away our last term squared. And in this particular case, you'll know that 4 is actually the same as 2 squared. So let's go through some more example questions. Let's have a look at our first example. If we're going to use FOIL, we're going to expand this to become x squared take 3x plus 3x take 3 squared. Okay, and we can rewrite that as x squared. Remember that our middle terms cancel each other out, and this becomes take 9. If we're looking at our second example, we've got 2x all squared, because 2x times 2x is 2x all squared, plus 2x take 2x take 1. We know that our middle terms cancel each other out, and we know from our index laws that this index here applies to both terms, so this becomes 4x squared take 1. If you're not sure how 2x all squared became 4x, the 2, like I said, belongs, or the index belongs to both terms, so this becomes 2 squared x squared, and we know that 2 squared is 4. Okay, you're now going to have a go at some practice questions. When they pop up, please pause the video, see if you can answer them. When you think you've got the answer, continue the video and we'll go through them. Okay, so here's some example questions. Like I said, pause the video, or practice questions I should say. Pause the video, have a go at them, and then we'll go through the answers. Alright, let's see how you went. In our first question, we have x plus 4 and x take 4. This becomes x squared take 4x plus 4x plus, take away 4 squared. We know the middle terms cancel each other out, so this just becomes x squared take 4 squared, which we know is 16. In our second example, our first term is going to be 3x, but we've got to actually square that because it's 3x times 3x. Then we have add 6x, then we have take 6x, and then we have take 2 squared. We know that this index of the 2 belongs to the 3 and the x for our first term, so this becomes 3 squared x squared. We know the middle terms cancel each other out, take 2 squared. We know this becomes 9x squared take 4, and there's our answer.